All right, welcome everyone to the mat, to the moment, to this full moon day as we record. Nice and rainy and autumnal in our world here in the north of California. Please take any movements or props that you need to sit in an easy seat. We're going to pay some attention to the SI joint today, as well as just general stability with this full moon, just like a nice grounding practice. So strong feet, ankles, knees, SI joint, and then we'll go for some opening in the heart, in the shoulders, and the connections to our head. And so, yeah, all that grounding and rooting down and opening up to the fullness of the moon, the season, the all of it. So take whatever movements you need to be at ease. If you are working with the SI joint thing, just notice that when you sit in a cross-legged seat, is there any little subtle message from inside? Because maybe it could be more beneficial for you to sit more square rather than with that slight asymmetry of the cross-legged seat. You might sit on or between your heels. You could put a blanket or a block under your seat if you need that support, or a rolled towel or blanket behind your knees to support or under as needed. So just take a moment to just kind of fidget in your seat and sense in. Let it there be no supposed to be about how we come to sit and land, but what is right for you today? Sense in, listen to those subtle messages from your body. And then once you find your comfortable seat, follow the breath inward. And feel the breath moving through nose and throat. And the breath lifting up and moving wide across the wings of your heart. And the breath expanding and contracting the belly. The movement of breath riding up and down the length of the spine. Maybe you can feel it expanding and contracting through the back body. Notice if the breath sort of moves your spine or moves your pelvis. Is there a very subtle wave of movement that rides through the body with the breath? And if so, or if not, please feel free to begin to undulate your spine, if you will. At first, just forward and back. Inhaling, heart lifts, pelvic bowl pours forward, and exhaling, navel pulls back, heart drops in, chin drops in. Full waves all the way up through the neck, the spine, the pelvis. Maybe you exaggerate that to whatever edge feels good for you, just beginning to curl in and open up with your exhales and your inhales, letting a nice fluidity through the spine, the hips. Maybe as you do this, you're sliding the hands or pressing down with the hands and feeling your sits bones. Just sense into your connection to earth, welcoming a sense of anchoring into your center, your own stability, from which we move into freedom and expansion. That's our practice today, a little spanda, feeling the roots and the grounding that support our ability to open and expand. And then let's come to a relative stillness in center. Bring the hands behind you, either squeeze onto your pillow or blanket, or interlace the hands and push them down into earth. Squeeze the shoulders on the back and lift up through your heart. Big, big breath here. And let's exhale the chin to the chest as you keep squeezing the shoulders on the back, and breathe into that stretch of the back of the neck. Tops of the shoulders, wherever sensation shows up, meet it with breath. Greetings sensation, that is communication from the body. Neutralize your spine, bring the ears right over the shoulders, open the hands, bring the right hand out to the side. Push cross body into that left sit bone and reach the left arm up and over. Roll face chest to the sky and pull up out of that left hip as you reach to the right. Draw the breath into the bottom tip of that lung. Again, notice if anything is triggering here, if there's any no here, or what feels good here. Hold that steady or a few more breaths. Inhale, open the arm looking behind you. Follow the thumb with your gaze. Swoop on through center and across. Keep following that thumb with your gaze. Stretch your eyes out, stretching the field of vision, the field of possibility. Your breath leads. We'll go one more time, full circle. And then swoop around. Let it bring you up to center. Reach both arms up. Pause. Notice the difference in your sides. So often we think we don't have time to practice, and then sometimes you do just a couple moves, and you're like, oh, wow, all that difference. So here we are, second side. Push into that right sit bone. Reach the fingers out of that long, long side body breath. Stay as you like, or follow any breath to inhale, open. Again, looking behind you, see that thumb. Stretch the eyes. Stretch out that neck shoulder connection as you reach away. Let the bottom ear be heavy. Last full circle. And then with your breath, come on back up. And push down into the earth. Lift and lengthen through your spine. Notice that movement of energy. And let's inhale the arms up. Last little bit in our seat here, spiral. Bring the left hand to the right knee or thigh, right hand behind you. Feel into your sits bones and root as evenly down as you can into sits bones, helping to keep the SI joint as connected as you can. Inhale, tall spine. Scoop that left shoulder blade down the back from the pull on that right leg, and look behind you, again, as far as you can with your head and your eyes without forcing anything. Just finding that edge of stretch in the neck shoulder connection, in the eyes. Follow any inhale to unwind. Reach up to the sky, wiggle up out of the waist, and exhale to the other side. Press down the earth behind you into that left thigh. Root and lift the heart. Lift the head. You pull on the left leg to draw that right shoulder blade down the back, away from the ear. Look back with the head and the eyes. Soft jaw, big breaths. Again, just noticing what's there. Breathe right into it. And release back to center. Pause. Notice if there's any little wiggles or fidgets that want to happen, what's moved or changed there. Let's come down to the ground. We'll build up some heat on this chilly day. And again, check out a little stability for the core in a safe way. Hopefully, you can let me know. Your questions or comments are welcome if any of this is triggering. If you have a block or any such thing, you could put it between your upper inner thighs here and squeeze strongly onto that block. So as we get nice neutral alignments with everything level and we squeeze right up high on the inner thighs, then we engage the deep core more, and this can help to stabilize and strengthen around any laxity or injury or imbalance that may have shown up through the course of life in our hips and center in general. As you squeeze, you'll probably notice just holding here and squeezing is some effort, and see if you can sense that whole core that kicks in, upper thighs, lower waist, even all the way up to the ribs, even higher, the lower ribs, I was going to say, but really goes, I would say, about mid ribs, just below the armpits. So feel into that corset of strength, if you will. And let's inhale, reach the arms up overhead, stretch away, and keep that squeeze onto your block and bring your hands to your tops of your thighs. So the strong part of your palm is going to push with the fingers pointing towards the knees. So the strong part of the palm is right in the groin crease. So you're squeezing into the block now, and you're press resisting. Hands into thighs, thighs into hands. Exhale, navel back. Exhale, navel back. Couple more. Keep a hold of that block, release the pressure with the hands, place the feet down so the heels are directly under the knees, and we're going to keep the squeeze onto that block, real or imaginary, so that your middle knees and middle hip points are in alignment, and middle knees and middle toes as well. And then squeeze and lift the hips as you do. Spin the support you've got between the thighs down towards the earth. So you're pouring the inseams down, lengthen the tailbone up, lift the navel. If you'd like to, here you can make the elbows really strong alongside the body with the hands bent, palms facing each other, and then really lift your chin wherever you're at. So your chin is perpendicular to the earth. Don't let it tuck towards the chest, even as you really lift the chest towards the chin. Press strongly into the center back of the head, right behind the upper ears, in the center back. And you could hold still there or exhale and ripple down. Inhale and ripple up. Just articulating the vertebrae down. Slow and steady, one vertebra at a time. Once you come down, you can even rock the pelvis away from you and then curl it back up. And just a slow, steady rock there to investigate where are any edges or points of interest. And at any point, if you would prefer, you could put the block under your sacrum or just interlace the hands behind you. Either way, you interlace the hands, but you could go fully supportive here. As it is a full moon, we have to go with a more mellow practice. And so here we are, looking for strong foundation in the feet, the hands, the shoulders, the center back of the head, that rooting down and hugging in energy that serves your openness, open heart, open shoulders, open groins, open face. Deep full breaths here. Maybe you find a smile on your face, smiling down into any areas that are communicating with you by way of sensation. And simply breathful here, or maybe big ahs, open jaw, open throat. Let's try to vibrate the heart like a jewelry cleaner. Sing down into your heart. Big inhale, lift that all up. Exhale, release the hands when you're ready. Articulate your spine down. And again, pick the knees up, squeezing to center. And let's extend the heels up this time as well. And let's just warm the legs up a little bit there. So flex and point and flex and point and flex and point. If it feels good for your ankles, circles, drawing spirals on the sky. Switch directions. And then hold steady. Legs up, inhale. Arms could be in any way that really help your shoulders root on the back. So they may be like field goal arms, back of the hands and elbows on the ground, or they could be like an A. You could even hold the sides of your mat. Really try to just scoop those shoulder blades down. Squeeze onto your block, inhale. As you exhale, pull the navel back and lift the heels up. It's a tiny little movement here, more of a Pilates move. Okay, so we're going to play with that sacral lift, but we're going to add stuff. So go ahead and bend the knees, interlace the hands behind the head. Inhale here, and as you exhale, pull that navel back, pull your ribs to hips, and knees back towards the face a bit as you curl shoulders up, head up, sacrum up. Now this might be a great place to just hold or investigate here, rotating both elbows, or at least the opposite elbow, past one thigh. And just see if that rotation is triggering for you at all. Inhale when you're ready and open center, and exhale and cross body, other side. Again, if there's SI joint dysfunction or anything in there talking to you, you might just hold center and move really slowly, more as an investigation than like a move. Not looking for reps here as much as communication from the body. Pulsing slowly in and out of wherever your neutral is. Your neutral could come all the way back down to the floor, or your neutral back just to that curled in center. If you're only going to the curled in center, go floor and back up. We've just got a couple more each side, 2 or 3, whatever you need if you're counting and want to be even on both sides. And then take your time once you're done, landing the feet back to the earth, elbows strong alongside of you again, and ripple up. Yogi's choice here. You can follow the wave of the breath through the spine again, or just come back to the top of your bridge. You could put your support under your sacrum and let this be more restful as needed or desired. Or nice active bridge, root the back body strong, pull your hands down, the clasp of the hands down towards the heels. Notice that might tuck your chin and try to lift and engage the center back of the head again. Strong, active back body, bright, open front body, deep, full breaths. And slow and steady melts your spine on down. And let's flow the arms up overhead on the floor again. And you can reach through the knees a little bit there, just a little shifting or any little movement. See What's going on in there? Big inhale. Let's cross the right arm over the left. Give yourself a big hug. So you're holding your shoulders. Let's pull the elbows down. It's nice and grounding into the chest here. And then pick the legs up. Open the legs a bit and wrap that right leg around the left leg and hook your right toes, if you can, inside the left ankle. And stay with that, or you could spiral the arms maybe into eagle arms. Let's do some eagle core here. So this strong bind can be helpful also for the SI joint. Inhale, reaching out, and exhale, curling in. Inhale, stretching the fingers and toes as far away from each other as you can. Nice, tall, skinny eagle. And then exhale, tuck elbows or wings to your knees. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. And with your breath for 5, last 2, unwind the arms once you're done. Keep the setup of the legs. Land the bottom foot. So if your right thigh is on top, the left heel is going to land. So we're going to go into a twist that is safe for the SI joint usually. When we have this bind, it keeps the SI joint connected. So press into that left heel or bottom heel and shift the hips over so that top side hip goes out to the side. So right hip out to the side and then right leg cross body. You could push that top thigh bone down, again, press into the head of that femur, lengthen out, reaching that right arm up, and then open to the side as much as you can. Palm up, roll that shoulder blade down the back, and breathe into that twist. Your breath, like rinse water here, big breaths. In the nose and out the mouth. Extend those exhales, maybe even sigh or tone, but any sounds, any vibrations, ring them out. And navel back as you exhale. Take your time. As you come back, we're going to come back part way and cross that right ankle or top ankle over the bottom thigh. You could take pause there with that left foot standing and just kind of get into the shape. You can use the strong part of that right palm again to push the head of that femur away a bit, square that top ankle and knee as much as you can. Try to keep that top ankle and knee squared and slow and steady. Pick the bottom foot up and interlace the hands behind the bottom thigh. Pull bottom thigh back towards center as you use that right elbow to ease top thigh away. Flex the right toe strong. Again, pull in as you press away. You're finding some isometrics there. You could also play with here, following through with the isometrics to push the sacrum down as you pull the bottom thigh back and try to work the lumbar curve or your low back curve up. Soft jaw, soft tongue, deep full breaths. And you could stay playing with the isometrics here, feel the benefits of those. If it feels better for you to be a little more fluid here, feel free to rock and roll it around. Or you could extend the bottom leg up, walk up over the top leg, curling into the bottom leg, draw it towards you. Maybe even overhead. And please go slow with all of these as they are intended to be investigations and not things that you're required to do in any way. Take your time when you're ready. Unwind the legs. Come on back to center. You could just land the feet for a moment. Let's stretch the arms up and any little wiggles there. Notice what's different, what in the sides, what's moving for you, what feels good. And then let's spiral that left arm or your second side over the right. Take a hold of the shoulders and draw the shoulders down, arms down onto the chest. Big breath, receive your hug, your grounding, your support. When you're ready, legs up. Open the legs a bit and spiral. Left leg around the right, hooking if you can. If not, you just press into wherever you can there, the outsides of the calves. And arms could stay as such, or spiral arms, eagle arms. And point the toes and the fingers as far away from each other as you can. Long, long stretch out there of your eagle, and then exhale, curl and tuck that eagle in. Follow your breath. Again, slow and steady. What's different on this side? Does this feel beneficial to you? Is the breath leading, or is the mind? Try to stay with inner breathful awareness, last 5 breaths or so. And last breath or so. Take your time when you're done, unwind the arms and land that bottom foot, which if the left leg on top, right heel lands, push into it and shift the left hip over to the left. And then let that left thigh come across body to the right. So as you roll over on the side there, you can feel the SI joint is connected and perpendicular to the earth. You can push that top thigh bone down a bit, reach the arm up, lengthen out that side body. And then as inspired, slowly flow that arm open, palm up, lift and turn the head as much as you can onto that left ear and breathe a twist. Work from the more rooted shoulder, cross body into the other shoulder and soften the jaw. Rinse water breaths, big breaths in the nose. Breath out the mouth. Last breath or two here. Once you feel complete there, come on back to center. Ankle over knee. Again, you might take pause with the sacrum on the floor, really feel that grounding there. Flex the top foot and press that top thigh bone away, the head of the femur away. Keep that top ankle and knee as squared as you can with the toes actively drawn back. And then when you're ready, go ahead and pick up that bottom leg. Try to keep the ankle and knee squaring and interlace the hands behind the bottom thigh. Pull back as you push away with that left elbow. And soft jaw, deep full breaths. Again, here you could just play with the isometrics. Pull in as you push away. Try to work the sacrum down and the lumbar curve up. Shoulders on the back, jaw soft, letting your hip know that sensation in there is okay. Pretty great, even. Stay with that, or if you did on the other side, maybe you extend the lower leg up. Walk up over the top leg, drawing that leg towards you as you curl towards it. Maybe even overhead plow variation. And then take your time, slow and steady. We'll roll on out of that. Hug your knees in, and let's begin a little rock and roll forward and back. Possibly just use this as a little massage moment. Possibly use this as momentum for coming up to stand. Take your time, make your way to stand. Oh, I've cut my head off a bit today. We're going to just deal with that because it happens. Sometimes it's a good thing. So when you're ready, find your feet and step your feet so they're outer hip width. Outer feet, outer hips in a nice alignment there. Push down through the feet and inhale, open the arms set. Reach to the sky. You can take a moment there if you like. Wiggle up out of the waist. And exhale, hands to the heart center and focus. Press into the palms, lift the heart to the hands. Breathe into any above or energy, a heart quality that you would choose to direct the energy of your practice to. Imagine all of our effort and energy becoming that healing, that strength, that yes to life. Root down through your feet. Really imagine rooting that intention, all of your toes equally rooting that intention into the earth. Inner and outer ball of the foot, inner and outer heel, rooting that intention down. And then lift the arches, lift your kneecaps, but keep the knees bouncy. Lift the quads, lift your navel, lift your heart and your head, all to this bright moon that invites us to blossom, even as this autumn invites us to root, to ground, to slow down a bit. Inhale, interlace the hands, and exhale as you press the palms forward and pull the navel back. Bow into yourself. Inhale, press palms up to the sky and wiggle up out of the waist. Breathe there, feeling as you reach into your feet. And yeah, I couldn't stand it, so I'm just gonna back it up a little bit here. And then from that reach, lifting arches, lifting palms. Oh, that didn't help very much. We're going to keep that reach up and then over, push into the side of the foot that you're moving away from, lift up out of it. Again, if there's any SI joint stuff, go more slowly into that. Let it be interesting. Where is the edge that you feel safe and connected? Where is the edge that there's a nice stretch before it feels like there's any instability? And how's your feet as you bring awareness up top? Are the feet still active and engaged? Inhale, stretch out and over. Exhale, lift from the navel back up to center. Inhale, push up to sky, wiggle up out of the waist. And exhale, up and over, other side, face down. Push especially into that foot you're moving away from. Follow any exhale to lift strong back up to center. Stay as you are. And just turning to the side for your review, we're going to float the arms down and interlace the hands behind you. Fingers interlace and push the sacrum down. Really press into the sacral bone there and use that root to bounce the shoulders onto the back. Squeeze the elbows and shoulders back. Bounce your heart up to the sky. You could stay there with that or pull the hands down towards the heels, shoulders down, long spine, lifted heart. And here you could play a little bit with pulling the hands to and head both to one side. So you're stretching the opposite neck shoulder connection out. Slow and steady. Pull the hands to the other side, again, stretching that neck shoulder connection out. And a couple more breaths. Feel free to play side to side or play anywhere that feels more sticky or resistant for you. And then again, feeling those feet and root down into them, open center. Inhale here as you exhale, lead with the heart forward. Let the clasp of your hands come overhead. Keep a tiny bend in the elbows there so they don't lock out or hyperextend. Let that bend in the elbows feed up into more squeeze of the shoulders together, and relax your neck. You can give your head a little nod or roll around. Just imagine you're dripping any tension here out of head, neck, shoulders, eyes, jaw, whatever it may be. And then let's release the hands down. You can step the feet wider if you need to. We're going to bend into the knees. If your knees feel a little stiff or your hips feel a little stiff as you move towards a squat, then please just pulse in and out. As you bend your knees, you really want to see and feel that middle toes are pointing in the same direction. So the heels can turn in, toes out if you need, parallel if that's right for your body. And then come on down, Malasana, yogic squat. Press into the thighs, work the shoulders wide, lift the pelvic floor, lift your heart, soften the jaw. Deep breaths here. Feel the feet. Notice if your ankles knock in when you're in this pose. See if it can root more pinky toe side of the foot. Inhale, interlace your hands and press the palms forward as you rise up, parallel your feet. Come on back up. Again, at the top, you can wiggle up out of the waist. Feel into the outsides of the feet. Palms press to the sky. Inhale, exhale, side bend. Soft jaw as you look down. Inhale, reach up and over, side bend. Looking down. Let's go again, each side. Inhale up center, exhale, arms, jaw, voice all just drop out there. And here you could interlace the hands behind you, press the palms into sacrum or just pull them straight down and back. Inhale, lift the heart as you hug the earth with your feet. We're going to begin to go a little more swiftly through this sequence. So pause where you need to if there's more information or work to be done there. And any exhale, arches lift, kneecaps, quads lift, heart reaches forward and bow in. Again, a tiny bend in the elbows. Bring that clasp of the hands overhead. Relax the neck. Squeeze those shoulders together by pulling on the hands. Bending the elbows, feed that stretch up into the shoulders. Maybe give the head a little nod or roll around there. And then exhale, release the hands down. Come on back. Malasana, yogic squat. Press in, lift the spine. Soft jaw and tongue. Feel your feet, your rooting, this grounding moment. As you're ready, inhale, interlace, press and rise on up. Stretch tall. Exhale, side bend. Emptying out. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up again, each side. Notice if your edge is getting any further, if this feels better or worse. Follow any exhale, arms down, hopefully not worse. If so, modify. Interlace, squeeze, bright open heart, active feet. Exhale, heart leads forward, clasp of the hands overhead, bow in, squeeze, release, relax the neck. And you can do any little rotations there, even bending one knee and then the other if that's right for you. Of course, if there is SI laxity or anything going on in there, it may not be your friend to do that today. So move slowly into the investigations. As you're ready, let's bring the hands down. Step to the front of the mat if you're not, and then step the feet as wide as you need again back into Malasana, yogic squat. I'll take a few breaths here, and then we're going to play with a little something, something from here. So press elbows in, shoulders wide, lift lower back, pelvic floor, navel and heart. Soft jaw and tongue. And then let's tuck into this for a moment, as low as you can. Just get down real low and get the knees up as high as you can onto your triceps or shoulders. Have the hands out in front of you now, just as wide as your shoulders, and spread the fingers as wide as you can. Claw the earth. We're going to play towards crow, but we're going to play a little differently today with that. So more core strength, more sensing of the foundation that offers you flight here. So that's going to be about your center of balance. Hands as wide as the shoulders, claw the earth, and shift forward. Lift as high as you can on your tiptoes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the knees onto the triceps and look forward. Claw those fingertips and maybe shift forward a little more. Keep the toes on the earth as long as you can, as long, long, long as you can. And then maybe pick one foot up, squeeze it to midline, maybe both. And that should be very easy by the time you're shifted forward enough that you found your point of balance. Let's open up and come back. So we're going to play with that. And I even went a little faster than I intended to. I feel my body just like, I know this, let's fly. But there's a real gift in slowing it down and finding that core strength in the center of gravity. So knees high, squeeze, and lift up onto the balls of the feet. Claw those fingertips, spread wide, hands as wide as the shoulders. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the knees, and resist that squeeze. Push back with the shoulders, the upper arms. Shift forward, look forward. Keep the toes on the earth as long as you can. Shift until that center of gravity is so steady there, the feet get very light, and pull them in. Push into the toes, into each other, maybe even the whole inseam of the feet into each other, and work towards straightening the arms. Stay as you like or come back out. You can roll the wrist out or any little movement there that feels good. And we're going to go one more time. Please take your time again. Try to find that center of gravity where the feet are just light and there's no real efforting there. We're going to move from this one back into a plank pose. So you might fly back if that's in your process and practice, or find it however is right for you. A few breaths, making your way towards the pose. Into the pose as you like. And then any exhale, hop or fly or step back. Plank, strong core, long spine in plank. If the hands are tired from all that, you could come down to the forearms, elbows under shoulders, hands straight forward. Now imagine you've got the block, whatever kind of plank you're in, between your thighs again, and spin that block to the sky. Reach the tailbone out to plug into the block and lift the navel. Notice if your hips, your waistline, or your head are dropping out, and try to get ears in line with shoulders, in line with ribs, in line with hips, and breathe. 3. Slow and steady, lower the hips to the earth. Pull with your forearms, point the toes straight back, and then pull with your forearms and drag the heart forward. Open the shoulders here. Breathe wide across the wings of the heart here. Breathe and repeat your yes. And keep that sacrum pushing down, pubic bone pressing into the earth. So again, that very strong fulcrum, your foundation here, that gives the freedom and the lightness to the rest of it. Pick up the elbows, drag the heart forward, lengthen the spine down, and bring the hands under the shoulders. You could pause there a minute and rest your forehead on the earth and just roll the shoulders around, inviting some fluidity in there. And then as you're ready, with hands under the shoulders, pull elbows down and back towards the hips as strong as you can. Point the toes straight back and hug the legs towards one another. Push them into the earth, pubic bone, sacrum down, lift navel. Drag your heart forward and open up to any breathful edge of cobra. If there is discomfort in your cobra at all, you could squeeze your rolled towel or block or pillow or whatever you got there between the upper inner thighs again. Or just imagine you are squeeze on, push down, lift the navel, get the lower back as long as you can, even as we're opening up into a back bend and compressing it really. Soft jaw, lengthen out. Let your breath lead. You could pulse in and out of the pose or hold last couple of breaths. If you're holding and you'd like to, keep that fulcrum even and look over one shoulder. As you do, pull the other shoulder down and away. Look over the other shoulder. Pull the shoulder you're moving away from down and away. Open center. Exhale, lower down. Again, you could rest the forehead a moment and let's interlace the hands on your sacrum. Optionally, just put the hands on the sacrum and push it down. Really root it down. Feel that pubic bone and sacrum rooted. And bounce the elbows and shoulders together on the back towards the sky. And then pull the clasp of the hands up and back towards where ceiling and wall meet. Push into pubic bone and sacrum, squeeze legs, lift navel, lift chest. Hold 3. Hold 2. Hold 1. And lower down. All right, let's bring the right elbow underneath, just forward of the shoulder, really, and forearm across the front of the mat. Again, here, especially if there's SI stuff, you might squeeze onto a block or imagine that you are. And then push pubic bone and sacrum down. Bend the left knee. And if you can, left palm open to the side and then back so that you're grabbing a hold of the inside of the ankle. And then see about spinning fingers around. So fingers and toes point same direction. Is it that time? Bye, thank you. Spinning, square the chest forward, press into pubic bone and sacrum, drag the heart forward. Soft jaw and tongue. You can stay there if you want more back bend out of this. Extend that right arm out, push in and lift the elbow and lift the navel and come up higher. If there's still more room there that feels good for you, you can walk that right hand back further and lift up higher. How's your jaw? How's your tongue? How's your breath? Breathe, stay as you like when you're ready. And zipped out like a little spring loader there. And just give that knee a little swirl around, give your hips a little shake around. And let's go in second side. Again, first find foundation in center. Press through pubic bone and sacrum. Left elbow a little forward of the shoulder and pull back. Scoop that shoulder down and drag the heart forward, lengthen out. When you're ready, bend the right knee. Reach that right arm open and back, so the shoulder's rolling open there as you reach back. And then pivot, thumb in the direction of the big toe, fingers pointing in the direction of the toes. Pull with that bottom forearm. Heart forward, push into pubic bone and sacrum. Soft jaw, breathful here. Stay there or open that bottom hand up, forward and press, lifting the elbow. And keep moving that back foot towards the seat, even as you push pubic bone and sacrum down. So sensational in the quad and psoas. Stay there as you like, or lengthen spine. Pull the hand back a bit if you'd like, and come on up a little higher, wherever's breathful for you. Release when you're ready. You could rest the head. Just give your knee a little swirl around, a little wiggle of the hips. And open up into Cobra. You could play in and out of Cobra, lifting the hands, lowering the chest down, lift the legs, balancing Locust. Open Cobra. Exhale, Locust, arms and legs lift up, or bend the knees, reach back if you can in the same way, so the palms are open to the side, and then hold the inner ankles or feet. Otherwise, just hold the feet any way you can. And again, notice as you reach back here, likely booty pops up and the pelvic floor, pubic bone and the sacrum come off the earth. Push pubic bone and sacrum down. Press, press, press them down. Let that be the grounding that opens you here. And big breaths, pulsing in and out. You can let the head drop forward and come down and get that neck stretch, and then work the neck strength not closing the back of the neck, but chin dipped and drawing the ears back as you kick back. Good. Keep the neck in that way. If it feels better to stretch it a bit, go for it. Again, pulsing in and out of the pose, or just hold at your edge. Take your time. Once you're done, lower down. Turn your head to one side. Take a big belly breath. Push your belly into the earth. Soft jaw. And then other side. Flip your head around. Push into the belly as you inhale. Big, big belly breath. Try to feel some space with that coming in between the lowest vertebrae. And as you're inspired to, let go. And then open center. Back into child's pose. Take pause in child's pose. Press your hips back. Find the variation of the arms that feel right for you. I like, after a big back bend, to take child's pose with holding one wrist with the other hand on the lower back, getting some nice grounding. And breathe that. Switch hands at any point. Simply breathful here, or Brahmari, bee's breath, for a few rounds. Unwind. Maybe shift forward a bit, cross your ankles unless you've got an ankle issue. Just come to sit. Otherwise, maybe you can roll over the ankles and come onto your feet. Feet out in front of you. Knees bent. And pull on your feet and pull on the fronts of your shins. Really lift the heart. Work the shoulders down the back. Soften the jaw. Pull into the core with the feet. Keep lifting the heart from the pull of the hands. And pull those feet in, maybe so much they get light, and you're balancing on your sits bones. And this could be an edge, just sitting here, balancing on the sits bones. You could hold behind the legs, keep lifting heart, and maybe lift the feet up a little more. Notice the tendency to want to rock back on the sit bones, so you can keep lifting heart, lifting low back to stay up onto the center or even forward of them. Stay there, or maybe add just a little more weight and extend the legs up. And then let's bring feet together, knees wide. If your knees are very high on this and it makes your back round a lot, please sit up on a blanket or a bolster. And as you like, you can start with the hands behind you and push in so that you're even kind of sliding forward, and that's going to help move the flesh of your sit bones and thighs back behind you. Optionally, you can just pick your booty up because it's yours. You can grab it if you wanna and put it on back behind you, so that again you are really seeking that front edge of the sits bones. And then push into your feet strongly. Press, press, press into the feet. Lift the heart as you pull on the ankles. This could be an edge here. Stay with that muscular action, or maybe get a little butterfly going in the knees. Stay there if that's right for you, or again, maybe bring the hands behind you. Fingers point away. Roll the shoulders down the back, hands as wide as the shoulders. Spread those fingers out, claw the earth, squeeze the scapula, pour the pelvis forward, pushing into the feet, lift the heart. Stay right here, or keep pushing into your feet. Squeeze your booty a bit and lift on up. Shoulder squeeze, lift the heart. A few breaths here. And then slowly come on back down. Again, you might put your seat further back and then slide forward, or grab a hold and inner spiral. Pull on the ankles, lift heart. Use that pull on the ankles to draw the shoulder blades down, spine very long. Please stay here, or use that hold of the ankles to draw forward. Elbows can come to the thighs and encourage them down. Keep that muscular action, feet pressing together. Maybe you come forward and hold your toes, elbows to shins, and press in. Lift the navel, keep lengthening spine forward. And at any point, you could stack up your block or elbows and fist here and rest your head. Whatever your edge is, wherever you can find a rest for the head. But notice if you're craning the head forward, it might pull a lot through the spine, which will most likely, show up in the lower back. So we want an even sense of stretch here through hips and spine. So go where you feel supported. And breathful awareness is kind of easily spreading out through all the warm places that you're opening through right now. Please stay there longer if that's right for you, or slowly drape up. You could just draw the legs in one and then the other into a meditative seat, or again, as you began, maybe sitting on or between the heels with the thighs parallel. Wherever you're at, root down, push into earth, lift through your heart. Feel the warm spots in your body, the openings that you made, the circulation that has deepened or brightened. Notice where your spine is in space as you come to land, the relationship of your head to your shoulders to ribs and hips. Allow yourself to just float back in your seat a bit. Of course, you can lie down at any point. Otherwise, we're just taking pause to check in. This full moon light at this time of the year as we move towards Samhain, Halloween, the darkness of the year. It is, they say, between the veil between the worlds is the thinnest. It is a great time for contemplation, for divination, for communication with the unseen. And let's begin with our own internal landscape with that. Begin noticing the warmth, the circulation. Notice your heartbeat. And sense in with that to your nervous system. Bring awareness to the base of the skull, to where the brain stem meets the spine. Bring full awareness here for a moment to the place where brainstem meets spine. And then imagine into that, if you will, all of the nerves, the communication systems that move out from there through our face and our systems of connection, down along the spine and through the center and the diaphragm, the lungs, the heart. Oh yeah, the heart. That communication between face, brain, heart, down into the organs. The face between our sense of being connected and how that affects our digestion, our breath, our emotions. Notice what emotions or thoughts, if any, are present. Just awareness now of this web of communication through your body, from heart to face, face to heart, brain through spine, spine through brain, organs through the nervous system back to the brain, back down to the nervous system. And breathful awareness into the back body, to the areas that are less seen, the subconscious, the areas that are dark to us. In this dark time of the year, this dreaming time, let's bring the light of awareness, the light of the full moon, into any areas of the back body, side bodies, deep in our organs or bowels. What is there? What wants to be felt, sensed, or known? Be open to receive any images, colors, shapes that are moving through you. Sense into the movement of breath and how the breath moves your inner world. Become aware of your breath as sky, divine, infinite, life force flowing into this body, flowing back out. Imagine that breath flowing out to the trees, and the seas, the whales, the dolphins, the turtles. Your breath flowing out into space, into the stars, and that sky, the moon, the stars, the sun pouring their energy by way of the breath, prana shakti, back into your body. Sense into your connection to all your beloveds, embodied and not, all of your spirit guides, what wants to be felt, sensed, known. And please feel free to stay in open awareness, meditation, or slowly unwind and melt your body down into any final resting shape. Wherever you're at, sense the beautiful darkness of the earth holding you, all the life and communication beneath your body, webs of communication beneath us, with roots, the mycelia, the transmutation of one form into the next. And just notice the sky, a gentle breeze, blessing this body, kissing this earth. Life, lifing itself in and out of form, great mystery dancing with creation. Sense your body in sync with the cycles of nature, the seasons, the moon. Please listen to what's right for you right now. Stay longer as you like, or as inspired. Deepen the breath. Let the breath inform you about what movements, shapes, actions are next for you in your practice or your day. And take pause in your transitions, keeping that inner listening and opening back out to the world, to the blessings of rain or whatever weather you're having, to the blessings of the full moon or the stars, whether you can see them or not, to the sweetness of the season, maybe the autumn, the smells, the light, the dark, the chill, soft, warm clothing, and root vegetables, baking things, pumpkins, Halloween, whatever it all means to you. This time that we're in, may it be for a blessing. You can stay in this meditation as you like, and take pause to move slowly into whatever's next for you. And if you'd like to join me in an Om to complete our practice, exhale and empty. Inhale your heart's yes. Namaste. Jai Bhumima. Thank you, Great Mama Earth. Yay for you. Thank you all for your presence and your practice. Let me know if there's any questions or comments. Have a wonderful whatever's next for you. Drink lots of water, especially hot water in the autumn and when it's windy and cold. Bye.